Hey there, welcome back. So let's get started from where we have left. Today we will proceed further and check the association or the relationship between the elements of inner static class and the outer class. Now friends, the rule is pretty simple. If we would like to access the outer elements, then those needs to be static. Then only we would be able to achieve a true static inner class. Pretty simple. And the rule is definitely very simple. In here, let me add in a private int, maybe test variable, and I will initialize this with 5 maybe. Now for example, if we wish to access this variable, then definitely there should be a way. Let me show you. Let me type in sysout first and let me autocomplete this, and in here we can type in test var or variable value colon, and then try to print the value of test var. Now this is not working. Why? Because if we check the suggestion as well, it will say change test var to static. Why? Because if, for example, we wish to access this variable which is a non-static variable, then there should be an issue. In here we need to make use of object of outer class type. For example, we need to type in new outer dot, and then we can access this variable, right? Now this will work, but this is not a good way. If we would like to take advantage of a true static inner class, it is always good that only access the variables and the methods which are of a static type. That is the way to go. Alright, so in here I will type in static, and we will access the variable. Note that even this variable is a private variable, and we were able to access private variable in the form of a static variable and in the form of non-static variable. And the answer is pretty simple. If we have a inner class has the access to the private entities as well. So that is again one more thing. So I suppose this seems to be good enough, and let me also show you how we can access a method which is of a static type in our inner class. Let's add in a private method, private, then it would be static. The name of the method could be test outer method, and inside this we will simply output some text. Alright, so here we go. Now in order to access this method, it is pretty simple. In here we will simply type in the name of the method and it would be called. So this is super cool, right? So let me, for example, call in this method from our app.java file, which we have already did in fact, and our application should give us a proper output. It is taking some time and there is some kind of issue. Let me show you. Alright, so in here we are calling the same method, which is not correct. Somehow we have goofed up. We need to call in this particular method. So we were calling the same method, which is nothing but recursion. Alright, so now this time it should work. Here we go. So this is good. Alright, so now finally let us answer the last question that might be in your mind, that how we can access the inner class elements from the outer class, right? So first of all, we will get rid of this call, and we will also get rid of this call. Alright, so we have two very simple elements. First one is the variable, second one is the method, which is awesome, and we will get rid of this. And inside this method we will try to access these two elements, right? So in here, first of all, we will type in sysout, and inside this we will type in value of inner class variable colon and space. Then we will simply make use of static way of calling, which is inner dot x, and we would be able to call in the value or access the value of the variable x, which is fantastic. And how to call in this method? Pretty simple. I will type in inner dot name of the method. Here we go, which is Good. And now we will try to access this particular method from our app.java file. Now in order to access from the outside world, definitely we need to mark it as public. Now how public, private and other access specifier works is something which I will show you in our forthcoming videos. So that is something which is coming up, and let us get rid of this. In here I can type in new outer dot. Let me check the name of this method. This is test outer method. Alright, so I have made it private once again, which is a silly mistake though. Let me check in the suggestions. Alright, so now this worked, and let me run this, and here is the output, which is perfect. Now friends, this is the non-static way of accessing the method, right? And this method is static, right? So either we can mark this a non-static method, that will work, no issues, and even the warning vanished, or we can access this in a static way as well. So this would be like the name of your class, which is outer dot your method name, which is fantastic. So this is a better way if your method is static, and this will again give you a proper output. Alright, so this is all about static inner class, and how useful it is, I don't know. In fact, I never personally used it in my practical implementations, but well, this might be useful in some scenarios, so I have covered it. Alright, so this is all about today's video. Thanks for watching. Take care.